Mm-hmm. I'm not an actor, so I don't understand, but I do understand rejection. Is it tough for you? So you're going to, a lot of auditions, and I'd assume that just like a baseball player,
Yeah.
you're getting, struck out or struck down, or is it tough?
I can tell you I have a terrible batting average. Even amongst actors, I think I would get, I was probably batting under 100 as far as many auditions as I went to ones I got. Um, for some reason, that rejection didn't bother me. I mean, it hurts your feelings in the moment, but if I had, I mean, only now in my, in looking back at my career, I can't believe that I even did that. For someone who had sort of low self-esteem and not a lot of confidence, I don't know how I kept throwing myself into the fray, day after day, week after week. I really, but to me, that says that somehow I had reconciled that in my brain as not failure or not ultimate failure, at least. That's the other good, the good thing, at least about television in that era, was there was always another job, hopefully coming down the pike. I mean, I had some very lean times, but I made up for a low batting average by getting to the plate a lot of times.
Did you ever think of quitting during
I
those lean
did
times?
a few times, and I write about that a little in the book. That I mean, I realize you realize so much the older you get because you watch your own patterns and you can see them in their entirety. So you have a better vantage point. But I think quitting was the one thing that I felt that I could do. I have control over that, So the times I quit, damn it, I give up, and then unfortunately, the one time or the one of the times that I did that, I became a carpenter because I had all these skills from helping my dad build this 150-year-old house. But um, I decided to I ended up with getting a job as a set carpenter. So I'm working on sets where I'm, working my butt off and dragging these huge pieces of scenery around and wrestling around with all this stuff. And then after we'd work for a week or 10 days, then, they'd call the actors in and these guys would come in their bathrobes and sit there with their script and read. And, oh, yeah, I can't do anymore. I have to go back to my, and I just like, oh, it made me so frustrated. I thought, oh, here, that's what I want to be doing. And to spend 10 days making it all nice for them so they can go in in their air conditioned dressing room and then come back for the show. I thought, okay, that's what I want to be doing. But if I can't get enough work, I just have to be a better actor. So I would just go back into training, the way you probably would as an athlete who's not quite getting out of AAA or whatever, you've got to double down, if you want to do it.
And did seeing those people who maybe didn't appreciate what they had, actors at the time or actresses, did that help you as your success came in to appreciate the moments that you were in? Because
Yeah.
you've been on some pretty decent shows that I'm sure everybody loves. If I just run down the list, could you appreciate the moment?
Yeah, I think that's the effect it had on me was okay. I had already worked on some shows, but then I quit. So I could remember like, oh God, that was nice to kind of be in the Thornbirds. Everybody's treating you like you're special. You're getting all this, treatment. But uh, that's a double-edged sword, as I'm sure it is for guys who are in AAA. There's people who are making it who you think, man, I am better than them. How are they in there? And there's a million reasons for that. The team has committed to them. They've got so much tied up in their contract. They can't bump them down to AAA. You've got to be so much better than them to keep them from looking like idiots for bringing this guy in or whatever it is. Or imagine the guy who's playing behind Derek Jeter at shortstop in the Yankees organization, or Cal Ripken. That they're screwed. They're behind a guy who's going to play every game for 20 years or something. And I think sometimes that frustration is overwhelming, but at the same time, you can also go, that guy is not as good as I am. I can make it in this. Or you have those little encounters where some actor or some player says, dude, you're good, man. You just got to get a chance. If you straighten out this thing in your swing, you can. So I was, I guess, in that boat. Almost everything about an acting career, or maybe any career, is that anything can be a positive or a negative. It just depends on how you take it, and sometimes both. you get down, and then you get, then you get tough, so all those things. There were many actors who just were so frustrating because they weren't doing any of the right things, and they're succeeding. And here
Really?
I'm trying to be perfect and do this and failing. It was, it's mind-boggling because you can't figure out what it is that you're doing wrong, or it's just not your time.
And sometimes it's not you. It's not your fault. You just said
Yeah,
that. So,
totally.
but
Or it's completely arbitrary that you could do nothing about. But it doesn't mean it doesn't hurt your feelings and doesn't frustrate you and all that stuff too.
yeah.